So the lighting is a combination of this ring light I bought back in the day and sunlight coming in through that window. This is the first time I've gone live before nightfall since Lord knows how long. We'll see how many people we even get in here. Hello there, Jose, and hello there, Ignis. Hello, usually Roblox. I'll just call you Roblox. That's difficult. Hello there, Samael, and Jose once again. Thank you all for coming. Hey, Feng. Hello there, Eternal Flame, as well as Kate and fluoxetine. I gotta look up what that means eventually. You've been in enough of my lives for me to want to know what your fucking username means. Not much is up. I did a healing spell for someone's spine this morning. I'm supposed to meditate with Erase Kigal. I've got this whole week's TikToks pre-filmed. All the exclusive content on Patreon is pre-scheduled. And I'm almost caught up on everything I've been paid to do. So I'm feeling pretty good. Have I ever spoken to the demiurge? I don't believe in a demiurge. Does it seem like everyone is entering a shitload of drastic change within the inner planes lately? I believe so, yeah. A lot of the practitioners around me, at least. Yes, Roblox. Those are all names for Lilith's dragon aspect. Bro, everyone is losing their minds, it seems like. Well, things have been pretty peaceful in my fucking end. With the normies, at least. Okay, that makes sense. Because, the practitioners I know, they're all going through changes, but they seem to be, at least the ones who have spoken to me about it, they seem to be doing pretty well. Hello there, Goetic Nightshade. Yeah, things have been boring, on my end. Well, I shouldn't say boring, but peaceful. Oh, by the way, I finally introduced myself to Zaba'a, the Jinn King of Venus. He was telling me that I should, henceforth bless all future casual and romantic partners in his name. Not bless the relationship, bless them. Oh, I should take these off. Sorry, I got distracted and forgot how much those rattle. But yeah, I met the Jinn King of Venus, and he was telling me to start blessing people I date or fuck in his name. He also told me that he's good for reconciling, broken friendships. Also, one Sahir I met told me that in his culture, Barkhan, the Jinn King of Mercury, is traditionally recorded as female. So that might be. So for whoever that may concern, there you go. Do I think King Arthur or King Midas were real people or deities? I don't have an opinion on King Arthur. I think, wasn't there some theory that King Midas and the Minotaur were both representations of the same being? Like this deity that was venerated in early Greek paganism that kind of got lost based off Moloch? Have I always been a night owl? I believe so. I believe I was always most active at night. Then Then I started working overnight shifts, so it became a habit. But in December of 2023, I kind of fucked up my sleep cycle by becoming immune to melatonin. I depended on it too much last year. So now I'm not really a night owl or a morning worm. I'm whichever that day is. Ignis said that initiating into the angelic pantheon kicked his ass a bit. He did all the angelic empowerment rituals that I have, and definitely felt like it was best done after demonic initiation. Yeah, a lot of people are better off starting with demons rather than angels. I'm sure it's the other way around for many others. You like the rattling sound? ASMR with BK Johannem. Yo, that should be the title of my next live. ASMR with a devil worshipper. That'll be funny as hell. I'll make sure to like talk in the least soothing tone possible the whole time. Good morning, Navita. Why are the 50 names of Marduk titled like that? Well, it's 50 spirits of the names of Marduk. I'm guessing they like, the idea is that they carry his epithets in honor of him. I know that in Mesopotamia there would be people who had what were called theophoric names. Like one dude's name was Ili Ilu Marduk, meaning my god is Marduk. So being named after the deities was kind of normal in Sumerian paganism, even for humans. Shoot. Samael, I've never tried something like that, but if you're looking to get people to fuck off, you could always try Saturnian magic, since Saturn is the planet of banishing. Oh wait, don't they say Agares, the Goetic demon, can make people flee to the forest and eat bugs? Maybe he could help. Matthew says he feels so disconnected from the towers lately, the towers of apotheosis and Maya-Sharian magic. You can feel them, but the graveyard doesn't call anymore. The dead do not visit, it seems. Well, that probably means you're supposed to focus on something else for a while. You know? I mean, that happens. I mean, I haven't been feeling called to Saturn as much as I did when I was, pathworking the Saturnian current. It's probably time for a new phase. I'm guessing the dead will come right back when it's time. Did I post that blessing on your blog? Maybe. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or allowed to. I gotta talk while possessed in my ASMR. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, I've channeled Samael a few times. Would it be dangerous for a person bearing some angelic alchemy to try and work with the spirits of Maya-Shirai? Not necessarily. So most people would advise against it, and rightfully so, because those energies clash. But I work with both angels and Maya-Shirai. I've just learned to keep, angelic stuff and Maya-Shiraian stuff separate. You don't want to do a rite of angel magic, and then Maya-Shiraian rite shortly after. It'll feel great for the first 5 minutes, but then you'll feel like you're crashing off 1,000 energy drinks. Is there anything advanced you could do to empower my ritual spot in the woods? Already filled it with the energy of Algol. Open the macro alchemy portal. I'm sure there's certain things you could do. I think Dog-Dog-Eel might be good. Since she works so well with nature spirits, she might be able to might be a way to enlist her to get her to enlist the local nature spirits to help in your spells. Goetic Nightshade says, hell yes, Agares does absolutely banish people, and sometimes he adds his sense of humor to the situation, like a little kind of mockery of the target. Oh, that sounds awesome. Should you call on the man with the hat for Saturnian magic? I would say yes. He is my primary guide for work with the Saturnian current. Matthew's been working with the EAGM and is very pleased with what he has provided. He feels completely enchanted with the music of voodoo. That is awesome. I know, no, me live in daylight hours is crazy. Thoughts on Taninover? So Taninover was supposed to be like the blind serpent of Gamaliel. So the idea was that he had been blinded and trapped within the Clefothic sphere that Lilith rules. And if he ever was like released, it would destroy the entire universe. He actually was released quite a while ago, but he needs to be fleshed out more in terms of occult discourse, because so far everyone just works with him for Kundalini related stuff. Ignis says, thanks, I'm going to try that with Dogdogio. He's mad that he never thought to do that with Amdusius because he connects you to nature spirits. Yeah, that guy could probably work too. Is there a spirit that was perhaps so aggressive to me or unpleasant that I never approached it again? Only the ones that I just couldn't. There were some I just couldn't build a. I'm going to say no. There was never one that was so unpleasant or aggressive that I never approached it again, but there were some entities I tried working with, like Hindu deities, who I just did not get good results with, because that's not for me. And I was probably approaching them wrong. You've worked this path for a long time. Is there a reason the veil would come back up and you not be able to see spirits anymore? Not necessarily. Um, Keep in mind, sometimes chakras can, like, how do I say, involuntarily close as a defense mechanism. Like if you take a good magical hit, it might be as simple as that. You might just need to reopen them. Maybe you've been slacking off on chakra meditation and divination. That'll cause like a temporary diminishing in, psychic abilities. You've got to keep those habits up. For now, I'd recommend wearing some crystals that are good for gradually awakening psychic abilities, like amethyst, for example. Keep that on you. Keep that, yeah. Did the Lilith guy come back again today? No, he has not. Hello there, Brenda. Great to have you. Ignis, I used a combination of Hindu methods and normal Western magic methods, which the second part was probably more of a problem. Yeah, some reason Kali likes me. Kali and Shani. As for the Make Me Lilith slave guy, I'm pretty sure that the harassment is part of his fetish. Because he doesn't actually want to be Lilith's sex slave. A couple people I know tried to, like, get the guy to actually do it, for fun. But as soon as someone gave him, like, the time of day, he fucked right off. And just started harassing people like me instead. The couch demon is banished to Lilith spam guy. Yes, that is true, Miss Nightshade. Eternal Flame has been working with OPEP on returning soul fragments. OPEP hasn't spoken to him much. It's been more pathworking and imagining he communicates to me. All right. I'm not familiar with Agni. And yes, Serpent of Chaos, the Lilith guy has been... He still harasses people. He was in the live I did with Elle the other night. Oh, images, yeah. Sometimes spirits communicate through images. It's a thing. I wouldn't worry about it. One of the people that has helped Matthew Smith on this path told him to stop working with Grimory Lilith. I've made peace with Lilith, but she took a child, as my wife thought the gift given wasn't real. Ooh, sorry to hear that. I've actually never heard of that happening. Yeah, everyone make sure you like the stream. That way more people see it and we get more questions. I haven't worked with Sarengoth in a long ass time. I'll have to do it again sometime soon. Okay. Matthew says that roses were presented. His wife got present. She let the roses die, and with it our child. Oh, damn. Agni is a god of fire. You just don't know which pantheon he was written about. I've never heard of that book. What's my opinion on so many people trying to work with the Spider Queen? I don't know. I guess I just popularized the hell out of it, and everyone decided they were working with her. People were coming to me like, yo, 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 look at this fucking message I got from the Spider Queen. I'm like, actually, that's Aphrodite's spider aspect. That's not her. I had to say that to so many fucking people. There was one woman who tried to convince me that I wasn't actually working with the Spider Queen. Needless to say, this was a completely unproven practitioner, like who had done nothing to get the type of deference she was asking for. Obviously, I ignored that. Then she tried to convince me to put disclaimers on an essay I released about Cain. That the disclaimers didn't even make sense, but she thought she was qualified to tell me what I should do with my fucking website. Needless to say, I did not add the disclaimer, and she doesn't talk to me anymore. Serpent of Chaos works with Lilith, and she has kids. He has kids. I forgot. If anything, Lilith is protective over the serpent's daughter. Yes. Yeah, a lot of practitioners I've met told me that Lilith is protecting their child. What's the best advice Sephirons gave me? That's really hard to say. Yeah, I do still work with the Nikala once in a while. Hello there, Otani Journey. Has exploring different paths caused me issues with other spirits I work with? One demoness was disappointed that I was working with angels. Let's see. That's about it. Oh, and my matron was the one who told me I needed to stop trying to do Hinduism. That's because I was fucking it up. Yes, Aphrodite has a spider aspect. Lots of deities do. Yeah, the Spider Queen is terrifying. Yes, Machine Maker. The Spider Queen is Arachne, aka Sephirons, aka Aliverin. Sort of. Morpheus Darkson asked if I is surprised that I had a Hindu face. So what happened was a couple of the Satanists I was hanging out with, like the mixed Satanism with Hinduism, and they were like relentlessly begging me to start working with Hinduism, especially with Krishna. Didn't really work out for me. But that was because they saw Hinduism as like the most potent religion out there. Yes, I cannot dance like Kali. I don't have enough arms. No. Sean did an alchemy ritual with Gian lore from the Tower of Maladies. Said it was a good experience. I'm glad to hear it. Matt says I seem so well explored. It seems impossible to ask me the right question. What is the best question? There kind of isn't one. Like the fuck? What's the best question to ask you? Not that. No. Hello there, Ruby. Yes, people tried to convince me to work with Krishna. I tried it. Like, he was the one I felt most off trying to connect to. Ruby wanted me to know that they did my emotional healing meditation with Valak, and it helped a lot. I'm glad to hear it. Everyone, y'all can see that meditative technique on my Patreon. Obviously, I released a couple new things this month already, and I've got more on the way. Morpheus was born Hindu, and he's still trying to figure out which school works the best with him. Left Hinduism specifically the Krishna devoted. I'm gonna start over. Morpheus was born Hindu, and is still trying to figure out which school of thought works best for him. He left Hinduism, specifically the Krishna-focused version of Hinduism, because they're just pagan Christians. See, to my understanding, Krishna has a very similar mentality to Jehovah. So that's not a surprising approximation on your part. What's my favorite beer? I like light beers, and I get a different one every time. I don't really have a favorite. If I had to pick, I would say Land Shark, because I think it was the demon Timfioth who kind of used that and a few other things to show me and my former roommate that we were supposed to summon him that night. Why do so many people start working with Hindu deities at some point in their Qliphoth journey? Partially because Hinduism is just really interesting. And, the more popular Hinduism gets among black magicians, the more black magicians try it. And also there's people who say that Kali is the same being as Abaddon or as fucking Lilith, or they'll say Shiva is the same as Lucifer. I know the Church of Ahriman identified the divs with different Hindu entities. It's a lot of shit like that keeps happening, which motivates even more black magicians to try Hinduism. Also, Hinduism is just cool and fascinating. I can imagine it would be a very stimulating transition. Oh, plus, like, every witch ever works with chakras and the Kundalini, and those come from Hinduism, so that helps the appeal, I'm sure. Did I ever work with Kaziel? Yes, yeah. Good for protection, good for healing, good for alchemy. I don't work with him much, but he's cool. I have not heard of medicine. Ignis was a Hare Krishna for 6 weeks, living in the Atlanta temple. It was funny as hell. He took all the good parts from that practice, but Krishna didn't like him at all. Yeah, I've heard that Hindu deities can be really hit and miss with Satanists. What's the most impactful rite that I performed that surprised even me, healing or otherwise? Most impactful. I've been doing this for 15 years. How do I answer? How do I answer that? No, I have no answer. Fuck it. Keep in mind, the longest break I've ever taken from spell work is 5 days. Krishna has a lot of aspects. It's hard to tell if he's being straight with you. What is my method, my go-to method for determining who or what is around me? Um, well, Satan taught me this trick. So I just visualize my body floating upside down in the air. I don't pretend to see through my eyes upside down in the air. I just imagine my body floating, and then I just open my mind while visualizing that, and I allow the identities of the spirits around me to just come to me. But yeah, that's always a good trick. Satan taught that to me because I was struggling to identify a spirit that was present. James says that Garuda helped him pass his driving tests. Hell yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, Garuda's energy mixes well with angels, by the way. Do I think it's practically possible to get the same results in opening the third eye without using any substances? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just try different meditative techniques you find for it in print and online until you find one that works for you. And once you found the one that gets it open a bit, you got to keep meditating on it. That way it gets more and more open and more and more strong, you know? But yeah, substances are not necessary. Morpheus says that Krishna has like 5 aspects. Most Hare Krishna worshippers call his lover aspect, which is the least important aspect. His war strategist aspect is good to deal with manipulating enemies. Cool. Do I have any resources on initiation through Sephiroth? Yeah, it's a little PDF called the Draco-Sophian Book of the Emanations on my Patreon. I'd imagine one's own initiation is probably the most impactful rite of your life. Really hard to say, dude. Ignis says that as a Hare Krishna, he was literally taught that when he chants the mantra 16 rounds of mala beads every day, he should be in the mood of begging Krishna to take you out of this reality and you're sorry for leaving him. Ew. Yeah, I do have stuff for beginners on my Patreon. There's one PDF called the Book of Astarte and Astaroth. That'll give you a series of rituals to perform in order to help you develop psychic and magical abilities very quickly. After that, there's another PDF called Black Lodge Meditation, which has a bunch of different meditative techniques you can try. And then there's Works of Infernal and Ascent, which has, more rituals you can do. But yeah, I'd recommend starting with the Book of Astarte and Astaroth. Additionally, if you go to my website, my little WordPress, you hit the menu, there's straight up a page called For Those New to Satanism. And it has recommended beginner rituals. Yeah, I don't like Krishna. Hello there, Vivi Lila. Great to have you. James says that he can vouch for the Patreon. Lots of useful content. Oh, yeah. Right now, there's exactly 300 posts, and there's 2 more that will drop by the end of the month. So this month, I already released I posted that little path working through the Sumerian underworld thing I had. I posted that. I posted an opening rite that you can use to add the power of the void to any spell you're casting. I'll also be releasing a physical healing spell, a technique that uses the void to conceal any rite you're casting in 2 different ways simultaneously, and channeled chants for the next 10 spirits with the names of Marduk. But yeah. Shameless plug. Thanks for recommending my stuff. Matthew Smith says that when he met with the person who has helped him on his current path, he said he was told that he was marked for necromancy and necrotic to those around me. Does that mean anything to you? I guess it means you have a calling to work with the dead and the gods of death. Hello there, Devin. What's my best resources to work with necromancy aside from my blog? If you go to the menu and click the book recommendations, it's sorted by category. There's book recommendations for necromancy there. Is the Goetia Gnosis thing still ongoing for you? Yes. I've got more channeling to do in regards to that. I'll also be presenting Sumerian and Arabian Gnosis in the coming months. Matt says he feels bad for barraging me with questions. Thank you for everything and the detail, of course. No problem. Hey, Travis. Great to have you. I'm just chilling out and answering questions. It's only 4 p.m. So it's weird that most of the shit I wanted to accomplish today is already accomplished. Like a healing spell for a client, a workout, content creation, like everything, almost everything. I have a meditation and two more spells I have to do today. And then I'm done. Ignace really wants to try housing Amdusius and Eil. I think he means Baal. He's got to mean Baal. Amdusius and Baal in the same idol to work with both polarities at once, but I don't want to create an egregore. You probably won't. Like, it should work fine. Just do some divination about it first. Like, you're probably just overthinking. Have I worked with the Cliffoth? Yeah. So go to the WordPress in my link tree, and there's an entire PDF about how to initiate through the Cliffoth. I've also got videos on what it's like. What's my opinion? Okay, so crossing the abyss, Doth. It's like, I think, the 8th step of Clifothic or Sephirothic initiation. Do I have that right? I think I have that right, yes. So there's two main ways to do it. The most popular one, the one that white magicians use, is they basically fight Karanzan, the Lord of the Abyss. What they don't know is Karanzan is not what they think he is, and he's holding back. If they put up a good enough fight, they're allowed to cross the abyss. If not, then their true self gets destroyed, and what remains of their spirit gets added to the hive mind of the abyss when they die. And they become like empty vessels for Karanzan to inhabit. I've met them, to be clear. Like, I literally learned about the fallen magicians of Doth by getting unexpectedly introduced to them by Sorath. So, yeah. But yeah, it's a real thing. I have heard the rumor that Crowley failed his attempt at crossing the abyss. And I believe that rumor is false. I believe he crossed it successfully and became an ascended master in death. Goetic Nightshade says that they live in a country which is under U.S. sanctions, so they can't even purchase anything internationally or get into the Patreon. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you found my blog and YouTube channel so helpful. Oh, EIL. My bad, man. That should work fine, too. Yeah, yes. Even true Noctulians can get devoured by the Spider Queen for sure. Do I have a set amount of spiritual operations I do per day? No, it varies by my needs and my clients' needs and my friends' needs. Like, it varies a lot. VK said, I am the Cliffoth. You're goddamn right. No. James feels a distinct difference between Lucifer, Samael, and Satan. So to me, those three entities are separate. Satan is the lord of Thamael, whereas Samael is a separate entity who embodies the entire spectrum of demonic divinity as well as the entire spectrum of angelic divinity. He resides beyond the Cliffoth. Lucifer also resides in Thamael, but he's different from Satan. Like, I don't think Satan has a light aspect, but Lucifer can appear as either all light or all dark. Also, Satan is not an angel, to my understanding. Lucifer is. Have I heard of a Hosnemus? There's 4 types. No, I have not. Everyone make sure you like the stream. Is a Maimon also kind of both angelic and demonic? No, not that I know of. As for Geoff, no, I've been a fully self-employed occult professional for 6 years. Yeah, I've got a bunch of different ritual services. They're on my WordPress. Just check the menu. Do I still offer one-on-one services? Yes. Just check the menu in the website. I don't offer video consultations anymore because I have clients across the entire world, and keeping up with everyone's fucking schedule and fucking time zones is just, I don't think I can do it. Yeah, Sean knows. Do people learn who their higher selves are in the Cliffoth? Yes, Cliffothic initiation can bring about communication with your higher self, but you can get it through the Sephiroth as well. You can get it without using the Cliffoth or the Sephiroth. Yes, Clifothic and Mazurian demons can work well together. Do I offer one-on-one with those who are in Canada? Oh, you mean video consultations? Oh, I don't offer video consultations at all. I do rituals for people anywhere, but I cut out video consultations. Yeah, I hated time zones. I hate time zones. Dude, when I was like 12, no, I found out when I was, I don't remember. I think I was 9 or 10 actually. When I got told we were in a different time zone, I was so confused. I thought we had like driven into the future during our little road trip. I was like, this doesn't look like a DeLorean. It looks like a van. Lucia says he met a few people who discovered that their higher selves are demonic kings or queens. Is that normal? So incarnate demons, incarnate angels, and incarnate deities are not uncommon. Most don't even know what they are. Most never find out. And an incarnate demon does not have authority over demons the same way that the being that they're an incarnation of does. Also, if you're an incarnate demon, your demon is not your higher self. You've got your higher self. There's another part of the soul I call the personal metagod. And then above that would be the demon you're an incarnation of. Geoff is sitting behind a car with a license plate Angel. Thought it was significant. Could be. Morpheus says that he received his true name randomly from Shimyaza one day. Yeah, Shimyaza's a good person to get your true name from. How did I get mine again? Oh yeah, I saw mine in a dream. I unknowingly accessed my Akashic record in a dream, and that's how I found it. Lucia received her true name from research and confirmation and meditation. Awesome. Morpheus says that he left Discord server today since the mod said nobody should follow you as you'd use O9A materials in your blogs. Okay. Yeah, fuck that mod. Bitch made. Can I astral project? I'm not really an astral practitioner, so I've had a decent amount of out-of-body experiences, none of which were intentional. If Sean said that if he time traveled, he would mess with an ex-friend, I don't know what I would do. Oh, I would fuck every person who I didn't know had a crush on me. I would not go back in time and kill baby Hitler because I don't think that would stop the Holocaust. To preempt that question. Lucia says, yes, what I was wondering, difference between higher self and incarnation? Hell yeah. Yes, Lucia, an incarnate demon is a tiny, tiny extension of the demon. And demons can have multiple incarnations simultaneously. Some people find out they're an incarnate demon, they either think they're crazy because it sounds too good to be true, when it's normal, or they get a real big head about it and just bumblefuck their whole lives. Oh, yeah, avoid practitioners who claim to be incarnate demons or deities. They're always claiming to be like, they're always changing their answer on what incarnation, what they're specifically an incarnation of. Because they're usually just bugging. Is everyone an incarnation of a demon? No. But it's not uncommon. However, Shimyaza, one of the leaders of the Watchers, he's a foundational component of human consciousness. So is the Greek goddess Nyx. So every human is one with them to an extent. Can I do rituals to remove the influence of Lovecraftian entities from someone's life? Not only from the astral body, but from mind and psyche. Probably. I like those deities, so I don't know why you'd want to. Don't ask me how, because I like them. The Fluoxetine Queen says that Darkot told her to use her true name when doing pendulum divination. Yes. Yes, that'll definitely help you get good results with divination of any kind. Oh, no, I completely misread that. Darkot told her true name by way of using a pendulum board. Now I get it. Now, okay. But yeah, there's tons of ways to get your true name. My former roommate got his from a demon in a dream. I don't remember which. Whichever one appeared like a mummy. I think that might have been Timfioth. Was that Timfioth? Which one appeared like a mummy? Oh well. Is there an entity that runs everything in the infernal planes? Sanitas. Sean Berg says that not everyone is an incarnate demon, and that I confirmed that he was not an incarnation of a higher entity during a reading he purchased from me. Okay. The collab I did back with Pavle was great. No, I stepped away from making ritual music because I myself am not a musician. Like, all I was doing was using Vocus Magicae with intent in front of a mic, and then either Pavle is dead or Azarate Nakamura, as the other guy calls himself now, they would actually make him songs. And in collabing with them, we inspired a shitload of other people to start making ritual music. So like, oh, I don't even need to do this anymore. Which places are magic the weakest at? That I don't know. T-Man says that if he had time travel, he'd invest in Google, Apple, and Microsoft. Good idea. Ignis says that in Hinduism, the three shells of consciousness are the material, astral, and causal realms, which correspond to waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Beyond that is absolute reality, the fourth state called Turya. Oh, God. Morpheus says he asked Intalion to help him get laid after a few-year-long dry spell. 3 months in, my hoe phase became a legend in my university. Yeah, nice. Within a week, he's hooking up with his enemy's sister? No! That's awesome. Yeah, the Celestial Anguish Seal is pretty cool. T-Man says that incarnate demons are a dime a dozen. Double for vampires. True. Matt, I don't know what your friend's dreams mean. Miss Phoenix wanted to work with Nyarlathotep back then, and the being which answered was parasitic and abusive. He wants the influence completely removed for his life. Yeah. I guess you'll have to figure something out then. Either that or he could be training you to resist. Ignis started playing guitar and bass way before he got into magic, and Amduskis will definitely empower the fuck out of musicianship for you and help you become more creative. Awesome, glad to hear it. Lucia meditated with Samael while playing the ritual music made Pavle, and she says it was extremely intense. I'm glad to hear that. Hello there, Dark Life. I don't know how to remove generational curses. You've heard that Lucifer likes cats? I don't know. I don't have pets. But yeah, I think I'm going to close it out now. Everyone have a great night and enjoy your immortality. Make sure you turn on the bell on so you can make it to the next live stream as well.